Hello, this is Compound Interest Stock Guy, and today in this video I am going to kind of describe and how the intricacies of how evaluating the cannabis industry is a very challenging task for even the most intelligent investors in this space. So stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the bell down below, give me thumbs up, I appreciate it. Also want to disclose I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment information purposes. Do not buy or sell based on anything I talk about in this video. Buy or sell after you did your own research, due diligence, and you like the investments you're pursuing. So, all right. Listen, I've been investing in this space for over 3 years. 2016 was when the light bulb hit on my head and basically said, you know what, cannabis is going to be legal. It's going to be the next big thing and all that stuff. And I was right. But, I didn't always invest in the right companies and all that time, and I kind of stay away on the monopoly, the CGCs, the Auroras. I just didn't want to be involved with the top names. I've kind of changed my guide plan and my game plan as far as investing into companies as far as it goes, but I still have a hard time with my stubborn mind to kind of want to invest into the top name companies, just because I just feel they're fully valued almost. And I just, a little less upside on other things, but it seems as though, as I've talked about before, is the market just wants to kind of reward the monopolies. You got the Chronos, you got the Canopy, and all that. But anyways, let's get into the nitty gritty. Okay, so on Twitter, I'm pretty active on Twitter. Look at Compound Stock 13. Add me, follow me. I just got over 200 followers. My Twitter page is blowing up really fast, a lot faster than YouTube. I'm not sure why. Maybe because I post a lot of things in there and I have intelligent things to say, or people miss out on my YouTube channel. I'm not sure, but I really appreciate all my followers on Twitter and my followers on YouTube, and the whole community and stuff is growing as investors, and it's great to see. But let's get into this. So basically, what I get the content is, okay, like EBITDA was a metric that I was talking about, I believe, last week on, there was companies, in other industries that are based on about 14 times EBITDA. I'm just going to go off the record and say that, I think my channel is pretty dope because it's like the darkness, I be spitting the truth, the light, and I'm in the dark, so it's the light. I'm not the mainstream channel or anything like that, but I got all the deepest content, really intelligent information that I have. I'm not a channel where I tell you to buy this, I tell you to sell that. I just pretty much just talk about what I'm doing, and I tell you what I think companies are valued, and where I see value in the space. It's never like, oh, go buy that stock, buy this. I don't get promoted by any of these companies, paid, sponsored to talk about these companies. It's just my utmost opinion of doing research. But anyways, let's get back to the EBITDA. Is basically with the companies in other industries are based on about a 14 times EBITDA for the next year, and there's not really any companies in Canada that are really set to do much EBITDA next year. WeedMD and OGI, they're set to do pretty good EBITDA next year, but as far as the other companies, they are not set up to do the EBITDA. So it's more so in 2021. So, I look at that as far as the valuation. I look at Zenabis with the 68 million EBITDA for 2021, and based on like a 14 times EBITDA, let's do 70. That would give it about a 980 million market cap. So based on them having about 347 million shares out, that would put them at somewhere around I want to say about 250 to 275 without doing it with a calculator. So that would give them a price target by 2021 sometime, based on those metrics fully coming to fruition. So yeah, the 68 million EBITDA. Now with Valens Growworks, a very interesting story, and I think there's a lot of value there. Is they're talking in 2020 where some quarters they're supposed to do about 15 cents EPS. So that's something that people need to look into as well. You know, there's the EV EBITDA, but as well as this EPS, as we're growing into a more mature industry and companies are doing EPS, net income. So yeah, I mean, I think Valens Growworks, their guidance is for 2020 is amazing. Look, I should really be buying the Valens Growworks. They're very low volume traded, but you know, I think as far as a valuation, that's an amazing valuation in the cannabis sector to be like set to do about, like, I want to say about 40 million to 50 million in net income in 2020, and that their market cap to be around like 350 million. That would pretty much give them about like a 7 times PE for 2020. So that's very low. That's why there's targets out there for Valens Growworks being around $10. So that's something to look into. I really should be buying Valens Growworks, but somehow I just want to buy more Zenabis. It's a very stubborn mind, and I think I do good both wise, and I probably do better on Zenabis. That's why I just think that they really annihilated it, and the rights offering is basically just to reward the insiders, and that I just need to think like an insider. But I could be wrong, and all that stuff. But regardless, the PE ratios, the EPS, and the EV EBITDA are something that people need to look into. So there's companies more so south of the border of us that are set to do good EV EBITDA in 2020, and then 2021. 8 Capital's like got the list. I share with it on that video that, you know, people need to watch because it's got some very solid information about what 8 Capital is saying. So again, 8 Capital could be wrong, but that is what they're explaining. I also think that if people are considering getting Canopy Growth, buying it, I think that they should really consider getting about 10 to 30%, putting that into acreage, because if the acreage deal does go through, then they stand to make a lot more money on buying acreage than buying just straight up canopy. So ACRG is definitely something that people should be looking into. I don't own any, but I just saying it's something that's kind of shown at me. It's like, well, maybe I should get some. I just don't feel like it. Maybe I should do it. But as far as the USA players, you know, there's a lot of companies that are probably going to go a lot higher right now. We are just in a very big fear event. And, you know, it's interesting. Like when you compare companies such as like Green Thumb's Industry, where these institutions like GMP Securities is saying that Green Thumb's price target's $32. So Green Thumbs has 206 million shares outstanding. So based off that gives them about a 6.5 billion market cap, okay? But they only have about 65 million in cash. So where does their value lie? I mean, I really ask that, because when they shit on so hard on like Zenabis, and they shit so hard on like Tilt Holdings, who are actually doing good revenues, like they're doing over like close to 100 million. I want to say Zenabis is probably around 80 million for the year. And then Tilt's doing close to like 150 to 190 million this year. And that's in US dollars for Tilt. So hell yeah. So, and then they don't give a good price target for Tilt. I mean, they don't have one out for Tilt, but it just begs the question, when are they gonna? Because if they got a $32 price target, and Tilt has very comparison comps, because okay, they got about 30 million in cash, and then okay, all that stuff, and then they don't have as good profit margins. They got about 30% profit margins, like 25 to 30% profit margins, but GTII has 50% profit margins. But like how much extra price can you add to a company based on that company doing 20% higher profit margins? I mean, I don't know. Like until until the company starts doing like $2 billion in sales, that's when you're really going to notice the difference in 20% profit margins. But until then, you can't really justify that market cap. So it's a very interesting, being in the position to try to value these companies. You can try to do the price of sales. You can try to do that. You can basically with the PE ratios, I try to do is like I do their latest quarter and then I times it by 4 and I try to look at it like, oh, well, that's a good valuation. So they're definitely undervalued if they're under like 25, 20 in a super fast growing sector. Look, that's just the way I look at things. I just do that. I mean, there's some people that are just be like, oh, well, let's buy True Leaf because everybody's saying that True Leaf's the most undervalued. And look, I've owned True Leaf back in 2018 and I made money on them. And like back in September, I was like buying because there wasn't many better companies valuation. Like I can do as much time on valuing, but unless they come to me, at a good price and I see the good valuation, then it's just dead in the water. When I looked at things such as like Zenabis this year for 2019, that's been an epic fail. It was based on the price of sales. So when the company was at like $1.50, even when they had about 200 million shares out, that was like a 300 million price market cap. And then if they're doing like 100 million a year, that's like a price of sales of 3. So it's still very low when there's sectors of alcohol doing like 5 to 10. So there's more things. It's got to deal with cash and debt and all that good stuff that we need to assimilate to. Anyways, keep compounding your info, listen to my lingo. Until next time, peace, I'm out.